Have you heard about the huge python issue in the Florida Everglades? Well, stay tuned. We're going to meet the Python Huntress who is hunting them every single day.
Welcome to Farm Truck Financial, where wisdom and wealth ride shotgun. Join Eric Kearney, president of Retirement Wealth Advisors, who believes that the best kind of planning happens when 4 tires hit the road. So hop in. Today, we're talking about investment strategies that drive results.
Farm Truck Financial, we're riding with you.
And welcome back to Farm Truck Financial. And I am so grateful to have Amy Siewe, the Python Huntress, back. So, Amy, thanks so much for coming back.
Thanks for having me back.
I mean, the first show, we got so many views, so many questions, and people were excited about seeing how you went from the real estate world into becoming the Python Huntress. You are like a superstar in the Everglades, right? So I love that we see your truck all over the place too, with that big deck on the back and everything. How did this python problem really start? Like how long ago this was? I think it really started being addressed like in 2015 that, oh, wait a minute, we have a huge problem, but now we have a massive problem. You called it, it's epic. How did this all start?
It is directly a result of the pet industry, right? But the reason that we have this horrible problem with Burmese pythons specifically is because a breeding center was hit in 92 when Hurricane Andrew came through, and it sent 900 pythons into the same general vicinity of the Everglades. So that's why it is what it is. Now, people letting their pets go, a very real thing, and definitely has contributed, but not the reason that this is a problem.
Like, why couldn't they have been like cute little border terriers or something, right? Like, no, it has to be pythons that can strangle and bite and take over the world, right? And so the problem is epic, right? It's massive. And you said in our last show that you think that there's 500,000 plus pythons. And then we talked about how many eggs they can lay and everything. So it's just growing substantially every year. So as financial planners, our job is to take on a client and look ahead to forecast 5, 10, 15, 20, and even 30 years out. So as a python hunter, where do you see this problem going in 5, 10, 20, 30 years?
That's a great question. I have no idea. And here's why. Us going out into the Everglades, getting one python at a time is the most effective tool we have right now. Takes an average of 12 hours to catch one python. Wow. Collectively, everybody. Ours is a little better than that. But tons of research is going on right now to try to figure this out. The problem is whatever they come up with, it can't harm the environment, other snakes, or other animals, right? So, and you're dealing with an animal it comes out of the egg at 2 feet. Oh, wow. And it gets to 20 feet, right? So it's just this impossible problem that we're trying to solve, and it's very difficult. So I don't know if we're going to figure that out or if we're going to have no more mammals or birds left in the Everglades. I don't know.
Right. So a baby python is already at 2 feet. I had no idea. Like, that's amazing. So like, in upstate New York, I grew up with black racers that were 2 feet long. So these snakes are coming out at 2 feet long already. Oh my gosh.
So you bring up a great point because, the racers, we have so many native snakes that are very important to our ecosystem. And in July and August, you have thousands of these 2-foot-long baby pythons hatching out that are eating all of the food that our other snakes eat. Right. So that's another problem that people don't even realize is that they are eating all of this food and making it hard for our native snakes to survive. So it's never ending.
I had no idea that it took you 12 hours to actually catch a snake. So from the moment, you go out hunting and then you find one. Take us through that process.
When I catch a python, you have to get it behind the head, right? If you grab a python by the tail, it's going to bite you all day long.
All day long.
So, so we have to catch it. And then, when I have people with me, whoever catches it, we catch it. A lot of people, though, they're super excited to catch that python. And then they see the python, they're like, no, you go ahead and get it.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if I go on a hunt, like I'm, big, 235 pounds, not really, I'm more than that, but but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be like, I'm going to catch this python. No, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be the one that grabs its head. I am terrified. I mean, because all I can see is like this thing, like wrapping itself around me. I mean, people are terrified of snakes.
They are.
And these things, like, like I said, you are petite and you are out there, you are wrangling these things. And like I said, they're so strong and everything. So I just think it's amazing. And I do think that people go out there with big expectations until you actually see it. And it's got to be terrifying.
For me, it's a thrill. It's
Right.
a rush. You know, somebody asked me once, how do you get the courage to jump on those pythons? I was
Yeah.
like, it doesn't take courage. It's fun for me.
Right.
It takes courage for me to do other things, but not that.
Right.
So, but there are a lot of people out there that think that they see the videos and they think it's easy because we make it look easy, but they don't see all the behind the scenes
Right.
of, the catches that got away or that, got the best of us or that bit us or whatever,
Right.
in the beginning when we were trying to get this figured out. So
Right.
it's so much fun, but we're doing such a good thing at the same
Right.
time.
Right. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about that too. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the environmental issues and really what we're doing about that. So we got a lot more about hunting pythons when we return.
Do you have questions and concerns about your money, lifestyle, and retirement? Like so many, investors today worry about living expenses, healthcare costs, inflation, and stock market volatility. Instead of worrying, start planning. Eric Kearney and his team at Retirement Wealth Advisors want to sit down, get to know you, and start to build a plan that matches your vision and goals. Let's have a real conversation about what's important to you and how we get there. We'll help build you a plan based on your goals, lifestyle, and income needs, with financial clarity over complexity. Call us today for a farm fresh second opinion. Remember, you only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
And welcome back to Farm Truck Financial. And we are having a great conversation with Amy, the Python Huntress, about the invasive species. Amy, you are a professional. You've been doing this for a very long time. Why do people need to be worried and stay away from the Everglades? Like, you are a professional, you know how to handle them, but what happens if somebody doesn't know how to handle them?
There are a lot of videos out there from the professional Python hunters, and apparently we make it look easy.
Yeah.
And people think that it's easy, that you can just go and grab this python.
Right.
And an 8-foot python isn't necessarily a big python, but it's a pretty big snake.
Yeah.
If you don't have the skills, if you don't understand it, it's very dangerous. I mean, they have teeth, they're constrictors. There's a lot of things that can happen if they don't know what's going on.
Right.
And I'll tell you this one quick story. We came up on this guy. We were hunting. Come up on him. He's holding an 8-footer by the tail. And he's kind of trying to keep out of its way from biting him, right? He has one shoe on and one shoe in the other hand.
Oh.
Don't know what that's about. And so we pulled up and I said, hey, you need some help? And he said, yes. So I grabbed the python. He said, this is my first python. I said, oh, congratulations. How are you going to kill it? Because it is illegal for people to transport a live python. So you have to kill it on the spot.
Okay.
And when I asked him how he was going to kill it, he said, I don't know. Okay, well, I've got a bolt gun. I'll kill it for you. So I handled that. And
what did you do? Did you grab the snake? Like take us through, like he's holding it by the tail and now you come in. So what do?
I just went, boop,
Oh, okay.
right? Because I know what I'm doing.
And he wasn't able to do that. Oh my God.
Especially with a shoe in his hand. I mean, what was that about?
Right. Was he going to hit it in the head or what? That's crazy.
So I said, well, it's your python. Do you want the carcass? And he said, no, I don't think so. Why are you out here?
Right.
Why are you here? Because if we would not have pulled up,
Right.
he would not have known what to do. He would have let it go.
Right.
But if he wasn't there and we rolled up on it, we would know what to do. We would have handled it very easily. So
Right.
people that don't know what they're doing, they're actually creating a bigger problem.
Right.
They're getting in the way of letting the professionals do what we do and what we know how to do.
Well, it isn't the problem anymore. Everybody wants to get everything on video.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to drive down to the Everglades. I'm going to take my GoPro and I'm going to go do this. And it's really a detriment to this problem because the way that I look at it is it's an ecological problem. It's an environmental problem. And as these snakes start to adapt, and there is one statement that said that there was an actual python in Cape Coral. So, I mean, how they get there through the sewer system or whatever, crawl, whatever, I mean, they're becoming a bigger issue. And as they become more adapted to the weather, I would think that they're going to come up farther, So the average person should not be out there hunting these things.
No, not at all. Not at all. They need to leave it to the professionals or hire me to take them out.
Right.
And that's the one thing when I take people out, I tell them all my secrets.
Right.
I show them exactly what to do, how to do it. They can call me at any time if
Right.
they have any questions, if they are out there and they're like, Amy, what do I do?
This is your passion. This is what you do. Like, you are the true professional. And I'll tell you one thing really quick is I was building a house up in North Carolina years ago. And 3 years ago, I was cutting down trees. And, you know, Amy, the thing is, I saw something in the woods and it was like this multicolored snake. And I take a picture of it and I send it to my friend. And he's like, dude, that thing will give you a world of hurt. And it was a copperhead. And so I'm not kidding you. Like, all this time I was building this house that was like my dream house in the mountains. I'm thinking I'm living around copperheads and I couldn't get it out of my mind. Right. The one thing that I did was I ended up becoming educated about them. So now I'm not as afraid of them. I'm aware of them, which makes a huge difference. So my dog, I'm very aware of where the dog is. I'm very aware of if you ever have kids up there or grandkids. I want to be aware of our surroundings, right? And I want to be aware. So the snake is not the problem, right? Being educated helps you understand that, and they're not going away. You could them, they're gonna, you know, there's gonna be more out there. So I think the public has to become educated about these and be aware of that. And that's where I think your passion really brings this in. But it is a massive problem that I just don't think enough people know about.
Well, I think that also, to your point, as far as being aware and educated and understanding, people are not on the menu for these pythons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't look at us as a prey item, thankfully. And so when we see these pythons, 9 times out of 10, we can walk right up to them and just grab them. Now, after you grab them, game on.
Right.
But, you know, they're not sitting there waiting in the bushes for you to walk by or something like that. And I think that people have to understand that. And most people are never going to see a python.
Mm-hmm.
They're very hard to find and they don't like to be exposed.
Right.
So this, you know, when people are saying, oh, I'm afraid to come down here to Florida because of the pythons, I mean, sometimes I want to say, yeah, don't come down because we've got enough people already. But
yeah.
But, you know, pythons should not be a concern as far as why people don't come down here.
Right.
Should not be. It's not an issue.
Gotcha. So even though it's a huge issue, it's not
an issue for people.
Right.
I know, right? For mammals, it's an issue. For people, it's not.
Yeah, gotcha. So when we come back, we're going to go through what it's like, because Amy actually takes people out on these guides and takes them through the process. And there is Gatorade and snacks available. So stay tuned. We'll be talking about that next.
You know who has one of the toughest retirements? Procrastinators. You keep telling yourself, yeah, I'm going to get to that. But after months turn into years, you realize that time is one investment you can't buy back. The earlier you start, the longer your money works for you. Stop letting someday steal your future. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Don't let procrastination be the reason you work longer and retire smaller. Call us today for a complimentary review of your finances. And remember, you only retire once. So let's get it right the first time.
And we are back with Amy, the Python Huntress. So Amy, you take people out on these guided tours, right? And that is really your passion, to help people go out there and try to capture these things. What are some stories that you have from that? I mean, it's got to be interesting when you take Joe Blow and take him out into the Everglades. And I mean, it's a whole different environment out there. I mean, it is just such a different environment. So they think, oh, this is going to be fun going to hunt pythons. But really, when the rubber hits the road, what really happens?
Everybody is nervous to catch a python.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how excited they are to do this.
Yeah.
When there's that python there, they get nervous.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, a lot of times they're gung-ho about doing this. They see that python, they're like, no, you go ahead and catch this one.
Right.
Happens a lot, which is fine because I love to catch the python.
Yeah.
I love to put people on them though. And the thing is, when I take people out, I go over exactly what we're looking for, exactly what is going to happen when they catch, how they're going to catch. And then when we see the python, I walk them through it.
Right.
And I let them know that I will always catch the python. I will give them every opportunity to do it first.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if they take too long, if the python starts taking off, I will get the python. You got to
step in, right?
I will. Well, and I've got this. Okay, so I have this guy that goes out with me, and he's this big, huge guy. Russell's alligators.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And so I told him, I said, listen, I know I probably don't have to worry about you, But, if you grab one by the tail, it's going to turn around and try to bite you.
Right.
So if you're in the brush, at least if you have to grab the tail, just like kind of throw it back out onto the grass so we can get it. I'm like, but I don't have to. He's like, oh, no, I'm fine. Okay. So we come across a 5-foot python, very, very small python.
Right.
And I said, get it behind the head if you don't want it to get you. And so I'm kind of hanging back because I trust this guy. He wrestles alligators.
Right.
And so he grabs it by the tail. It turns around to bite him. What does he do? He drops it right in the brush, right in the swamp. So I have to dive in and grab this. And I got it by the end of the tail and I pulled it out. And I'm like, and he's like, oh, okay.
Okay, that's how it's done,
and
right?
I can tell this story because I told him that I make fun of him for it.
Right.
I don't normally do that. But when he was like, oh, yeah, I got this, no problem. Most people are like, I don't know if I have it. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. Here's what we're going to do. And then they get it and it's awesome. But you just never know.
Not always. Is there a difference between land catches and water catches? I don't even know if that's right, but there's a difference between catching one on land and water, I assume.
That is absolutely right. And I'm not a huge water catch fan because the ones that I've had to catch in the water, first of all, pythons swim.
Yeah.
They're very good swimmers. And when they're in they get in the water, forget it, they're gone, right? So it's usually in like 6 to 8 inches of water. And the 3 that I've been a part of, somebody else grabs the tail. So now I have to go find the head. And I'm in 6 inches of water. And, now it's all murky. And I'm trying, and it's always in the dark. And I'm trying to feel up to see where the python's head is.
My gosh.
And my face is right by the water. So I don't know how long it is, where the head is.
Right.
So if it's right here and it comes up to like bite my face, I might lose an eyeball because their teeth are huge.
Right.
And, they can bite me anywhere on my body, not my face. So that's why I don't really I'll do it all day long. I don't really like the water catches.
Yeah, but once you're in there, like you're in the thick of that fight, you can't stop, right? Right? So what is one of the scariest moments? You've been doing this a long time. What is one of your scariest moments of doing this?
I don't know if you've ever been to the Miami Canal, but it is loaded with alligators. Everywhere. And that's where we go in the winter to jungle bust through and look for the pythons during the day that are laying out and breeding. I go with my friend. I have a 12-foot John boat. She ties it up to a dead branch. We're in the middle of the island. I look over. My boat's floating down the canal. I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to make a quick decision. And so I took my boots off, threw my backpack off, and I went for a swim.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's your only way home.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was back when there weren't many people out there and cell phone service was a little iffy. So we could have been out there for a minute. So I took a swim in that water and it wasn't the normal alligators that really made me nervous, but if there was a bull that was being territorial, it comes and attacks anything that gets in its area.
Right.
So I got it. I was fine. But I'm fine never doing that again.
And that bull may not necessarily be trying to kill you. It's just protecting his territory, right? But it's enough to kill you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
Just some of the things that you do, Amy, is just absolutely amazing. I do have one quick question for you for my tough guy nephew. He thinks he can survive a night in the Everglades. What say you?
Well, I tell you what. I think it's possible if you're okay with being very wet, dealing with a lot of bugs. You're going to have a hammock because there's not really a place to sleep on the ground. And if you do, there are a lot of ants. There are bears and gators and panthers and pythons. So there's a lot of weird night noises. He probably could if he's like a man.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right, Matthew, there's your final answer that you've been dying to ask Amy, the Python Huntress. Amy, thank you so much for coming on the show. It is always such a pleasure to see you and hear all your great stories. So everybody out there, if you are looking for a guided tour and learning how to hunt pythons, give Amy a call today. Thank you again, Amy, and we really appreciate you always coming on the show. As far as your retirement, if you have any questions or looking for that second opinion, give us a call today, and we'll see you on the back roads of retirement.
Thanks for riding along with us today. We hope you got some good dirt. If you liked today's show, subscribe, like, and share with all your farm truck friends. We hope you'll join us for the next ride on Farm Truck Financial, where we're always planting seeds for a better future, 1 mile, $1 at a time.
Farm Truck Financial, we're riding with you down the back road steady.